Eileo guys, and welcome back. So for today's video, we have an account revisit. I did a Yefri's account review. It was a live stream probably about 2 to 3 months ago now, but he hit me up on Discord earlier this week and was like, hey dude, do you want to check out my account again now? So I'm definitely going to check it out. Of course, I'm not going to make this too long because, you know, an hour and a half video is no fun unless you're live streaming it. Or unless it's like a very, very in-depth review like I did with Kieran or the other wonderful guys. But let's go ahead and check out your Golems team first. That's a really good way to address if you've made any progress with your issues. 2 level 50 Monas, a Light Yuki, and a Fire Draka. So I'm assuming you're not doing B10, which is perfectly fine. You could have just been running this for actually let's see you run it. You could have just been running this for money as far as I know. So I mean, I'm not gonna give you some hate because of that. And Tower of Chaos is already done, so you're obviously capable of doing Tower of Chaos. You do have a Fire Draka, which right there, even Evo 2 Fire Draka might be kind of like a little bit of, you know, strain, but with an Evo 3 Fire Draka, there's no excuse as to why someone can't do Tower of Chaos. And of course, all of these stupid settings are on, destroying the runtime. Dude, I haven't seen like the speech for dungeons in like ever, because of course mine's is turned off. You're like, Yuki might have max crit, but oh my goodness, dude. If you're running B8 with her, I mean, Fire Draka, you just run Fire Draka and everything. But Light Yuki's animation, well, Yuki in general, her animations are just so slow. Like this right here is probably costing you 3 to 4 seconds per round. So at the end of the whole entire run, you're probably averaging about, I don't know, 12 to 16 seconds wasted with her long AF animations. So definitely switch her out as soon as possible. It looks like she's built correctly, or at least for B8 terms, she's built fine. But her animations are just so slow. Like, they are dirt nasty slow, my dude. 12 to 16 seconds doesn't seem like a long time, but if you do that over even an hour, and the longer you do the run for B8, the longer that time, you know, means something. Of course, we're not going to count the stupid animation that no one cares about. But 1:28 for B8. If this was B10, I'd be like, hey dude, not too bad, not too shabby. But for B8, despicable. Despicable. Let me go back, because yeah dude, that needs to change like right now. Just take Light Yuki out. I mean, you can keep Fire Draka in there. It doesn't matter. You could put in literally probably anyone else that you want. It doesn't even have to be a freaking Mona. You got a Wet Barona. Her animation should be quicker. You could throw in Light Nike if you wanted to. Who else has fast animations? Purse isn't really going to help you. She doesn't really do much damage. You could literally put anyone else in. You could put my boy Dark Fib. You could put Dark Moonflower. It doesn't matter, but you need to take Light Yuki out if you're running B8 for gold, because that animation time is just destroying you, my boy. It is destroying you. Let's go over here and look at maybe your PvP team, though. Okay, you're running Light Yuki, Dark Miho, Fire Arthur, and Wet Persephone. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna claim that I'm like a PvP expert, because obviously I'm not, but I got no problems with that. No problems at all. In your defense team, Light Miho, Dark Miho, Light Yuki hidden. That could possibly be a little bit of work. Use a little bit of work, but we'll have to see about that. Let's go check out the Mon box though. Alright, you are almost level 50, so you're about to get your Light Odin here pretty soon. I like to do it by elements. Sorry. We'll start from the light and dark. But before we do the light and dark, let's take a look at your storage real quick. Just a bunch of knuckles. You do have a Sha Wu Jing, which I don't have. A little bit jelly. Plenty of knuckles. 2 shadows. You got a Thor. Okay. Nothing really usable in here right now. I mean, Sha Wu Jing definitely isn't a bad PvP mon, but looks like he might got all the good ones out. We'll start off with the light and dark though. Oh, you do have a dark Anu. That's pretty cool. I didn't say useful. I just said cool. Let's take a look at your dark Miho. See what kind of set you have her on. I might need to put that volume up a little bit. It's kind of low. HP. So triple HP on a resist set, 47% resist and 48% crit rate. Definitely not bad. She's fully skill booked up. I have no complaints about that. Your dark Incubus, he doesn't need crit. Nope, he doesn't need crit, but let's see. He's rocking attack with some resist and HP. Another attack gem, and then it should be crit rate. Okay, yeah. If you want to give him some more crit in the future, if you do get a better 6-star crit rate gem, definitely give him that. But of course, that's just a matter of you farming out B8. So not many problems with him there. Dark Thor, 91% crit. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. As long as he has a crit lead, he should be fine. And looks like you're trying to work on that. Maybe if you can 21% resist. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Then an HP gem. Actually, if you can give him a crit rate gem, my dude, he should be at 100. He should be at 100 or like one hair away from 100. And Thor would be taken care of, man. Definitely not bad. Not bad. Dark Sun Wukong, just Evo 2 at the moment. You have him on a broken set. HP with some defense, a little bit of resist. HP with a whole bunch of resist. Defense with some resist. Definitely not bad. HP defense. Decent defense sub. Decent resist on him. I mean, it could use work, but as of right now, I have no complaints. You do have a Dark Moonflower. She has a square slot. Definitely build her up when you can. She will be very, very helpful for you, especially in Light and Dark Colossus, which I probably need to go ahead and do Light Colossus after this video. The cream of the crop, man. The cream of the crop. Freaking Dark Fib. But he's level 50, so I'm not going to waste too much time looking at these. But if you need another Dark Nuker slash healer slash all-around best mon in the game, you already got a Dark Fib. Dark Yeti, I never really used her. Dark Kraken, good for her crit lead. That's pretty much it. Dark Hana, you have on a Siphon set. Not sure why you have her on a Siphon set. I mean, if it works, I guess. Maybe to get her shield off as soon as possible, but I doubt her damage is anything super amazing. I don't know. I've learned. If it works, it works. You do have a Dark Anu. I would definitely build your Dark Lucy up when you can. It looks like you have been working on her. It's just a matter of getting her crit rate up. Wait a minute. Okay, defense, there's a crit rate gem and then an attack gem. So if you can get her crit rate up higher, of course you're working on that. She, again, is just another wonderful nuker to have on your team. So definitely don't neglect her too much. You do have a Dark Victoria as well. Good CC mon with some attack on her, especially with her being a dark type, and she does have a square slot. So hopefully one day you can get her with max crit as well. But let's see, she's rocking attack, crit rate. So you're going full glass on her. Full glass. All you need is just some good subs and she should be good to go. She is critical hit reliant on her stun skill too, so that's something to keep in mind definitely. You have a Dark Tina with no square slot. Oof. She needs that square slot for both her morale boost and her hunter. So if you can get another one from Lupin, I would definitely get another one and actually throw her on a Siphon set and not your Dark Hana, because you need a wave clear from what we've seen from your Dark Mons. But let's hold that thought for now. Oh, you got 3 silvers, man. No fair. I got 3 silvers too, but still. Then here's your light Yuki. She's not critical hit reliant, but it does help, especially with her being a light type and on ruin. So her damage is nice, but you have an attack gem on her. Some decent crit rate up there. Crit rate gem. And then a crit damage gem with 5% crit rate. Okay, here's the thing with the crit damage gem. If it's possible, if you get another crit damage gem, definitely up it and see if you can get more crit rate on it to have her have 100% crit rate. Or unless you're running her with a crit lead, then you can just disregard the statement. But if you're not running her with a crit lead, which, what does she have? Critical hit damage for her passive. If you're running her for crit lead, then this build is fine. If you're not running her for crit lead, it's very, very close to 100. But if she doesn't crit, you might lose out on some damage. But at the end of the day, is it like extreme loss? No, it's not. It's not. I mean, ideally 100 is what you would want. But at this point in time, 6%, 1 or 2 attacks might miss depending on RNG. If you're like me, all your attacks miss or don't crit. But 1 or 2 attacks might miss, but it should hopefully make up for it in theory with 1 or 2 attacks that actually crit on it. So don't worry too much about that one. Like Miho, she definitely needs all kinds of resist if you're going to be using her. But she has defense, HP, flat HP gem. Of course, I love my percentage, but if it works, it works. This gem has plenty of resist up there. Yeah, she's fine, man. She's fine. What does her books do? Attack down, and then her fearless taunt by 20%. So that goes to 90 and 80. That's actually pretty powerful. If you're using her, which you do have her on a defense team, you might as well just go ahead and book her up, my boy. There's no really excuse as to why you couldn't book her up. So I would definitely book her up. Your light Nike over here, not crit reliant, but it does help with some damage. But you have her on, I'm assuming, triple defense. Triple defense, you're trying to do a balance between some crit rate and some resist. Definitely aim for a little bit of more resist in the future, but overall I have no problems. I mean, so far it definitely seems like you've taken into account the information from the live stream and you're working on your mons, and I know this is 2 months. I mean, you can't expect anything to change super duper quick in 2 months, so I'm not going to be hating on that. Then your light Odin, HP, okay, yeah, these mons are being gemmed properly. Of course, you're trying to you're trying to tweak their crit rate stats and their resist stats. Depending on the mon, crit rate could be more useful than resist, but you're trying to get a balance between both, which is perfectly fine. And you got your little light shinobi over here. He is max crit, so that predator must be pretty nice. But he's rocking attack, crit rate, and then HP. Definitely no problems there. Not gonna really waste much time on these guys, but I will take out your Sarah, which it looks like you're working on. If you can't get a dark Sarah, I mean, light Sarah is the second best in my opinion in terms of farming. I think light Tina might be a little bit lackluster compared to her. Yeah, because she does 10% for the whole squad, but which could be very, very useful for your Draka. But Light Sarah does 20% for her own skill. So if you want to work on Light Sarah right now, and then if you get some more Tinas, work on Tina, then that's perfectly fine. But Light Sarah, you have a Draka, you should be pretty much set for running a Siphon team. Especially since it looks like you're getting Siphon gems, my boy. Then you do have a Light Snow White as well. Definitely a very, very good defense mon. Definitely a very, very good defense mon. Give her some resist. Crit rate is optional, but some high resist on her. And give her maybe like an annoying set, like maybe Pugilist or some type of self-sustaining set. Something that will make her annoying. She's great, man. I'm working on mine right now. I fought in some nasty Light Snow White. So that's something to keep in mind. You have a Camilla, but Camilla is more of a defense mon as well. Level 6 variant triple square master race, man. Congrats, dude. I would definitely keep her. Definitely keep her. If Camilla gets books, she could definitely be a big threat. definitely a big threat. I mean, Tina has books and Sarah has books, so there's no excuse as to why Camilla can't get books. But let's take a look at your RGB. Indra, variant Indra. If you are using him, which I hope you, maybe you're just waiting for something better. But HP, defense, wait, defense, HP. Not a problem. If you're using him offensively and defensively, of course, aim for a little bit higher resist. But other than that, no problems. Wood Mowgli. It's like you're in the process of building her, so no big issues right there. The rest of these are just some Nat 3s and Nat 4s. Nothing really stand outish. You do have a variant Zubaji as well. Great Mon. Great Sea Striker, but you have her defense, HP, attack. That's fine. Bruiser build on her. I have no complaints. Just get her to 60. I'm already seeing, again, issues of your Mon box not having enough level 60s of each element. So that could definitely hold you back when you only have a handful of Mons of each element that are level 60. And by a handful, I mean like 3 to 4, or not even 3 to 4. You have 2 Wood Mons and you almost have a Dark Odin. So do keep that in mind. Let's take a look at your Miho. She's on attack, HP. Perfectly fine. You have her Super Evo, 73% resist. I wonder if you use her. I'm assuming that you use her because you're trying to get some damage out of her. Definitely not bad. Fully booked up as well. Then we got Indra over here on a broken set with crit rate, attack, HP. At this point, with 51% crit rate, I would just take the crit rate gem off. There's no real benefit here. You're probably better off with attack. With 51% crit rate, you're just better off with attack. Like if you can get a decent attack gem with some resist, just throw that up on him for now and just aim for higher crit rate later, either on an intuition set or ruin set, or of course you can always go to Eileo's go-to, which is leech. But right now that one just isn't worth the squeeze with that crit rate gem, my boy. You have another one. It looks like you're aiming for near max crit rate on this one, and he is triple square master race. Attack, crit rate. Yeah, just finish getting his crit rate gem up to 15. That should definitely help out his crit rate because he's already sitting at about 80%. That should help definitely boost it up some. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints. Your water Persephone, she better be on triple HP. HP. Okay, my boy. Triple HP, I mean, it is a flat gem, but not the end of the world. But that gem does have some resist on it. She's rocking 78% resist. No problems. No complaints at all. And let's take a look at your Wet Balrona. She's rocking attack, crit rate, and then HP. 70% crit rate. Maybe aim to get it a little bit higher in the future if you can. Maybe aim to get it higher. At this point in time, it's really up to you to decide if you want to keep her like this or just do attack right now, or perhaps one day you could switch her more over to an intuition set so she can take more advantage of that crit rate, in my opinion. But crit rate, what was it? HP, attack. Overall, she should be okay for right now. She should definitely be okay. Your 2 Monas, if you're using them for B8, man, there's no excuse as to why they're not level 60. Especially since one's fully booked up. Go ahead and fully book up the other one and aim to get them level 60. That should decrease your B8 time as well, unless they're already one-shotting the mobs. If they're already one-shotting the mobs, then just disregard that. I wasn't paying attention at the first part of the video. But if they're not one-shotting mobs, finish booking her up. Get them to level 60. There's really no excuse as to why you don't have even one Mona at level 60 just for your B8 team, and let the money pour in. But let's check out your Firemon. So you do have a Fire Suck. What is this? 68% resist. She doesn't have a square slot, my dude. Oh. Attack, defense, crit damage. Yeah. The only way for you to get max crit on her is either with a crit lead or some godly crit subs on all of your gems, which, I mean, that has some crit rate on it. That has a little bit of crit rate on it as well. And then that has a little bit of crit rate. But, man, I just wish you didn't Evo 3 this succubus without a square slot. I mean, she might have been your first succubus, so you had no idea about it. But, man, I mean, she is useful, but you do have Fire Draka, so you can just supplement her somewhere in Dragons. So it's not much. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world, but yeah. Her gems, they need to be changed, man. You could do HP attack defense if you wanted to, but I would prefer HP attack with some crit rate subs for Fire Succubus at this point in time, because she doesn't have a crit rate gem. But if you don't use her, fully disregard the statement. Then you have a Fire Draka on a broken set, rocking crit rate, attack. Finish getting that attack gem up just so you can get a little bit more damage out of him. But 90% crit rate definitely isn't bad at all, especially if you're running with a crit lead. As long as he's clearing content out, you're doing Tower of Chaos. Hopefully you're using him in the story when you farm, especially for like the Camellas and stuff. I don't have any complaints, man. And then you have Fire Arthur here that you also use in PvP, but he's rocking defense, HP. So you have him built a little bit more defensively, which is nice. I mean, he is an attacker type, but you haven't built more defensively because, I'll be honest, like in PvP, if I see a Fire Arthur, I'm like, I bet they got this dude on HP attack. Let me go over here hit this dude. Then I hit him and I'm like, ooh, he didn't die in that turn? Wait a minute, I've been bamboozled. So yeah, there's no big issue here with him being built that way, especially with 64% resist. Doesn't really need crit rate because he's not crit rate reliant, and you do have Valor on him just to give him a little bit boost in his attack. Not too much, but just a little cream of the crop, like little sprinkles on top the sundae, if you know what I mean. Then Fire Wukong over here, he's rocking crit rate gem, attack, defense. Again, get that crit rate higher if you can. He doesn't need it. But with crit rate, I like to go in. I like the, go big or go home. So if you can tweak that in the future, not a super big deal right now, but you're trying to get some damage out of him while you're keeping him survivable as well. So not a super duper big deal. Then you have your Fire Shinobi over here, rocking crit rate, attack, HP. At Evo 2, you could probably get away with no HP gem on him. Like, I run mine, be honest, he's on triple attack because I don't think he has a square slot. I don't think he does. But mine's rocking triple attack. Like, I'm just straight going in. So definitely, if you want to try and run him without that HP gem on him and give him another attack gem. Hopefully, I mean, that one does have a decent crit rate sub on it, but hopefully you can get another attack gem with a decent crit rate sub. Looks like you're working towards it. You're definitely working towards it, my boy. But definitely see if you can switch up his build and get a little bit more damage out of him. But other than that, I don't have much problems with it. Just with Ruin, especially, I would expect at least 85 to 90% crit rate up there for it to be reliable with a crit lead, in my opinion. Anything less than that, you're kind of playing the roulette game of where one crit could be amazing and then the next three crits, well, the next 3 non-crits are subpar. So definitely keep that in mind. You have a Fire Wow thing as well, not rocking 85% resist and 71% crit rate. Great, man, great. She's rocking crit rate, attack. Nothing wrong with that. Only one book for her. Oh well, not the end of the world. I have no complaints. Let's take a look at your Fire Miho real quick. You got some crit rate on her. You have her with attack, crit rate, and then defense. Again, with this unfinished crit rate, you're just trying to put crit rate on everything, but you got to get it higher, my boy. You got unfinished crit rate gems just sitting here. Like, what's going on, my dude? What is going on? Fire New, not a big fan of. Let's take a look at your Fire Katyn real quick. HP, defense, recovery. No problem there, man. Finish booking him up. I mean, why not? Why not? Just get that extra turn of stat, but no complaints there. You got Eileo with a square slot, of course. Attack. And then it looks like you might be working towards getting another gem for him. Definitely get his crit rate up to 100 as much as you can. Leo's a great mon, even though you already have some decent fire attackers like your Fire Wild Fang and your Fire Draga. He's going to be great for you, especially in dragons. But I think that's pretty much it that I'm going to go through in your mom box for right now, because there's not too much for me to review, but it looks like the ones that we've talked about, you're really working on things. It's nice seeing that when I can go to a mon and I see a broken set on them, it makes me feel happy inside. Definitely makes me feel happy inside. I mean, you do have some sets on mons, but for the most part, I did see a lot of broken sets. But your mons are number one, gem correctly with percentages. I'm not talking about sets. I'm just talking about percentages. But with percents, I don't see mons with, you know, triple crit rate gems on them. I don't see mons with crit damage, and attack. I don't see mons with double crit rate and then crit damage or something like that. Something crazy. So it looks like overall you have been progressing quite well. Definitely fix your Monas. Take out Light Yuki for your B18 because she's just killing your time. With your Monas at level 60 and replacing your Light Yuki with anyone else, I don't care if you keep Fire Jacket in there, but with anyone else, your B8 time should drop to a minute, man. And that's pretty huge. That's pretty huge, especially if you can get your Sarah built up or Tina or Sarah, it doesn't matter. If you can get those built up and on a Siphon set as well, if you bring them in there, my boy, oh my goodness. Welcome to the wonderful club of MSL easy mode, man. But other than that, it looks like your account is progressing quite well. You should definitely be doing B10 now, since you do have a Light Nike and a Light Odin. So I'm definitely going to hit you up on Discord about that. But overall, it's nice seeing your progress. And again, I don't want to take up too much time, but it's nice seeing your progress and seeing that you took into account some of the things that we talked about and some of the things that we reviewed. So literally now, I would say keep farming, get some more money up, focus on the mons that you have and getting more mons to level 60 so you can use them in dragons, so you can use them in Colossus. Definitely work on your dark nukers as well, and the more you farm out, especially with B10 and B8, the more you can tweak gems on your mons. But right now, dude, you're on a solid path to greatness, man. You are on a solid path to greatness. But that's pretty much it for this account revisit. Once again, I want to thank Yefri for allowing me to check out his account once more. Definitely work on to what I showed you, but overall, Eileo is definitely impressed, so thank you. And to anyone that watched the video, of course, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.